Before we jump to the next section and focus on the how-to, the practical side, and give ourselves that proof of everything that we covered so far, the last thing I want to touch on here is really committing to this, okay? Committing to abundance. Because right now, you should be experiencing a lot of resistance to what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is basically everything that you've been doing up until now is wrong and you have to drop it. Everything about you and your existence and your life is wrong. That's what I'm telling you. This should really fuck with you, by the way. Like, for example, what I'm telling you is like, who says you need to be successful with women? Who says you need to be healthy? Who says you need to be successful? No one. Fuck being successful. Fuck whatever you're trying to do. Fuck that. And you'd be 100% cool with that. So it's very nihilistic in a way, but it's like, fuck all that, and then you have to trust that inspiration will kick in on its own. But it's challenging, and you should, if you really get this, experience a lot of fucking resistance. Because what am I telling you? Everything you're doing is bullshit. And you should not all be smiling and enjoying this. You should be like, what? Like, there should be some fucking resistance to this. Like, whatever it is right now. Like, you're all here, oh, I want to socialize, successful women. What if, no. Who says you need to do that? Fuck that. You need to be like, oh yeah, fuck that. If you're like, no, but I must, or else, you're not there. Who says you need to be healthy? If you're a guy who goes to the gym, fuck going to the gym. Don't go to the gym. Will you feel resistance not going to the gym now? Probably. You'll be like, no, but I must. Who says you must? That's what you need to challenge. There's nothing you need to do. If you told me this a few years ago, before I went through that media scandal, I would have told you to fuck off. Fuck abundance. That's what I would have said. Fuck abundance. You know what? I'm just going to keep doing my thing. I would have said, I will find a way through this hustle. I will find a way in this paradigm of scarcity. And even if I don't, you know what? I don't need abundance. That's what I would have said. I would have taken it like a personal attack, and that's how you should be taking it right now. It should feel like a personal attack. And it should feel like the biggest personal attack. You know, just think how do you react if a friend comes up and your friend tells you, you should maybe change this small little thing. You're probably gonna experience a little resistance, like, oh, whatever, fuck you. Here I'm telling you, you need to change everything. And this is what you have to start telling yourself. And it's extremely hard to do. We're so stubborn when it comes to this. We don't want to let go. Again, you've spent your entire life, your entire existence is built on scarcity. You don't want to let go of that. You don't want to drop a lifetime of conditioning. Again, there's that resistance. For me, it took a worldwide media scandal and becoming Times Magazine's like the most hated man in the world for me to even consider this. That's how stubborn I was, to force me to even just consider shifting paradigms, to even consider maybe there's more to optimizing. Maybe optimizing isn't the way. That's how resistant I was, because when you do this, when you drop it, it feels really like suicide. Like you feel like you're gonna fall into nothingness. And you have to reach that point where you just like fully let go and then realize you, instead of falling into nothingness, you drift up into everythingness, let's just say. That's how resistant you should feel to this. Because in a way you are, you're killing your ego. That's what you're doing. You're completely letting go of the reality that you live in. You're letting go of all of the bearings that have kept you alive this long. Of course, you're going to experience resistance. So what you really have to do here is sit down with yourself and just start by being honest. You know, look at your life and start acknowledging everything that you tried so far that just hasn't worked. You know, all these things you thought would affect your baseline and just didn't. And let me ask you this, like, aren't you sick of not making it? Aren't you sick of just hitting the ceiling of that paradigm of scarcity, step one over and over without ever breaking through to abundance? Aren't you fucking sick of it? Aren't you sick of putting on this inauthentic front, of doing things that aren't truly what you want to do, of coming from this place of desperation? You know, how many more years are you going to spend chasing these phantoms? A lifetime chasing things that just don't work, chasing things that will only give you those superficial and temporary results. Be realistic. Like, how much more pain are you willing to take? How many more disillusionments are you willing to go through until you just sit down and you're like, whoa, enough. Enough is enough. Okay, because I get this question too, like, hey, do I need to go through a worldwide media scandal? No, you don't. Right now, you have enough experience to look back on and realize this isn't working. This is not the way. You have enough validation to look back and be like, well, I thought this would make me fulfilled and abundant. I thought this would make me happy. It didn't work. And don't rationalize that more is the answer. That's the easy one. It's like, it's more. More is the solution. It's not. Okay, a question you can ask yourself is, if right now you had everything in the world, would you be happy? No. If you were the god of the world, everything was yours, would you be abundant? No. Okay, and the more you have, in reality, the more compulsive it becomes. Because you start chasing a little bit, and then a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and it kind of keeps that craving alive and amplifies it. In the beginning, all I needed was a girl to smile. Then I'm like, the smiling is not enough anymore. I'm numb to it. I need more. I need a kiss. I need a number. I need sex from life. It's like, it's compulsive like that. You'll see it with people who make money. It's like, I need a little bit of money and more money and more money. And funny enough, the people, like, say they reach X amount of money, they're more paranoid and they need even more than when they were poor. You can't satisfy this desire, this thirst, this craving, this need. And as we discussed, it's not a journey of adding more. It's a journey of removing. It's a journey of letting go. If you look back at yourself as a kid, you're probably more abundant in a way, or a little happier than you are now. You're going in the wrong direction. What you need to do here is sit down with yourself and realize this. It doesn't matter what we have, we're still not happy. And it's not just people who are unsuccessful, it's successful people too. Look at their eyes, look at their pupils. Is there that light? Is there the aliveness, that presence? No. So sit down here and acknowledge this. You've been going the wrong direction. Everyone has. It's not your fault. We're conditioned this way, but you need to realize it. And I do believe that we all know this deep down inside. Like, even me, although I was stubborn, I would have been like, fuck off if I heard this before that scandal. There was a part of me that knew this isn't the way. However, it's just easier to keep doing what you're doing. It's easier to just bury your head deeper into this existing reality that's, again, kept you alive this far, even if it's flawed, than question everything and go through that entire process of questioning everything and getting new bearings and getting used to an entirely new way of being. It's scary, And it's kind of like this guilty pleasure we have. Similar to someone who's kind of stuck in victim mentality. They know they're a victim, but it's this guilty pleasure. Right now, optimizing paradigm 1, it's this guilty pleasure. Let go of it. Commit to abundance. Okay, for this to really change you in your life and your experience of yourself, there has to be, coming from you, no one else can make you do this, a willingness to let go. You need to be open to trying something new. Okay, and this is the most important decision and the hardest one you'll ever make. And everything in this world around you is going to be telling you to do the opposite. It's going to be trying to suck you right back into scarcity because it's built on scarcity. If you look around, everyone else is escaping. Everyone else is in this paradigm, this way of being that's coming from assuming scarcity as their default. Our society is built on that. Okay, our society preys on the fact that we're escaping. That's all a lot of these industries survive. If you look at the biggest industries on the planet, alcohol, tobacco, guns, drugs, and pharmaceuticals. Why is that? You're escaping. Society doesn't want you to feel abundant. Society doesn't want you to have this 10 out of 10 baseline. Just turn on any commercial. What is it saying? You're not enough, you're not enough, you're not enough. Don't be you. You suck. You need this. Okay, if suddenly everyone became abundant, our whole advertising industry and all of, a lot of big companies would just disappear. They wouldn't survive, okay? You need to go against the grain here, and you can't just blame society either. It's very easy to be like, oh yeah, fuck society, it's society's fault. Not really. We're feeding the monster as well, okay? We're living a life of escapism, which fuels consumerism, which fuels escapism. So it's this endless feedback loop, okay? But do understand that the weight of society is extremely strong. And again, I also want to emphasize this here. When I'm saying fuck being successful, fuck making money, so on and so forth, you don't really need to give that up, but you need to give up the place it's currently coming from. Okay, you don't need to give up the thing, but you do need to give up the place it's coming from. A big misconception, in terms of like spirituality is that, oh, to be spiritual, to be enlightened, that means you need to give up worldly success. You need to give up money. You need to move to a little cabin in the woods or move to the mountains, so on and so forth. And it just turns off and repels a lot of people. No, you don't have to sacrifice anything here. Okay, that's not what letting go is about. It's not about becoming like a minimalist, or giving up possessions or viewing material success as bad, okay? There's nothing wrong with being successful. And any teacher, as a little side note, who says that, fuck that person. Don't listen to that person. Nobody is telling you to do that. This is about what's on the inside, not the outside. Remember, it's not the thing, it's the place it's coming from. When I'm saying fuck self-help, fuck hustle, fuck health, so on and so forth, fuck success, I'm saying fuck the place it's currently coming from. Fuck the need to improve. Fuck the need to hustle. Fuck the need to be healthy. Fuck the need to be successful. Let's change that foundation, okay? And what you will notice too is that changing that foundation will tend to produce the results. If you're abundant internally, it will tend to manifest externally as well. Okay, so in reality, it's both. You change the internal, and because the external is at the effect of the internal, you will tend to see abundance manifest in your life. If someone is telling you, oh, I'm 10 out of 10, I'm abundant, but their life does not reflect that, there's probably still some resistance to experiencing that state. Okay, and of course, you still have to operate in this world. Again, you're not going to the mountains here. You still go to work. You still need to survive. It's not the thing, it's the place it's coming from. And when you change this foundation too, what you will notice is that you will actually finally be able to experience those things and enjoy them. If you want success, because right now it's an escape, you never enjoy and experience success. If you have a new object that you buy, a new thing, you're gonna hang on to it because now you need it. There's that craving. Because you're coming from abundance, now everything, you experience it for the first time and you experience it authentically. You can actually enjoy it. The same with a person. If you're a guy and you meet a girl, if you're coming from this scarcity paradigm, it's like, she completes me, I need her. Versus, oh, I'm already complete. I can finally see her for who she is. And we can finally enjoy each other's company. Okay, changing this foundation is what makes all of these things work and all of these things worth it. Okay, for the first time, you can finally enjoy them. You can finally enjoy your life. Okay, everything that you do, everything that is on the outside is only worthwhile if you fix what's on the inside, if you change that foundation. And letting go here, to conclude, before we jump to the next section, is not about giving up. It's about going up.